right, you heard me in the locker room. You guys know what you were doing. Keep the fight clean, and we're all going to have a good time in here. Go back to your corners, touch gloves, go back to your corners, come out on the belt.
All right, Ray Darden in the black trunks out of Detroit, and Aneudi Santos fighting out of Freeport, New York, 12-2 with 9 KOs. The super middleweight division, 168 pounders, scheduled for 6 rounds.
And the doctor, you okay? And the doctor okay? The bell.
And here we go, round 1. What should we expect to see, Brian, from Aneudi early on?
From Aneudi, I expect Aneudi to use his jab, get into a little rhythm early, because he has a tendency of starting slow. And once Aneudi starts slow, guys can actually out-hustle him. So I know he's very conscious of that, so I'm looking for Aneudi to start quick. You have to throw more than just one jab there. You have to be a little busier. He's a short guy, so Aneudi have to get close to these guys. Double and triple jabs.
And Gus Darden's got no excuse if he's not in shape, because he told me yesterday he owns the gym he works out at. So that means he has the keys and he can go in anytime he wants.
Oh, overhand right hand, raising the top of the head of Darden by Santos. And Darden coming into this fight, fighting like a classic Detroit fighter, that Tommy Hearn style. They love to use that straight right hand. They'll keep that left hand down, inviting Santos in.
Listen, me personally, I don't like to see Aneudi load up and hit guys hard early, because then he falls into that mode of just trying to load up. And that's when he gets outworked.
And that's why he lost to Sam Reese, right? Because Sam Reese is a good southpaw boxer. Aneudi tried to take him out, and as a lot of good fighters with good records have found out, you can't do that to Sam Reese. And Aneudi, let's see if he learned from that experience.
Left hook getting in. Oh, a beautiful left hook by Darden as he pivots off the line.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. He caught Darden with a grazing, powerful right hand. Then he loaded up with a hook, and Darden just beat him to the punch and caught him coming in.
Darden trying to use the jab.
I mean, by now, this is Aneudi's 14th bout. He should know how to adjust to jabs.
And how do you do that?
Just get under. You know, time the guy, get under. See, right now he's slipping to the side, but he's so short, he have to move inside. He can't just slip. So try to get under, try to get around it, but you have to step every time you slip the jab.
Darden trying to time Santos's jab now and come over the top with the right hand. And nowadays you're seeing a lot of boxers use that Floyd Mayweather style, keeping that right hand high on their cheek and that left hand down low.
I mean, Floyd is very successful for it, has been successful for it, with it, and guys see it, they try to emulate it.
The end of round 1. Ray Darden in black and Aneudi Santos in white, scheduled for 6 super middleweights.
I scored the round for Aneudi only because I thought he was aggressive, but even round, can't argue it.
10 of Darden's 11 connects with jabs. He threw 32 jabs in the round. Santos 4 of his 23 jabs. As you take a look at the CompuBox numbers for the first round. Round 2 scheduled for 6.
Pace is just so slow for Aneudi. Aneudi should always keep paces kind of quick, Steve. Would you agree?
Yeah, he's a naturally aggressive fighter.
Oh, beautiful right hand. And Santos, it looked as if he may have gotten him, but Darden stumbles and falls backward, getting away from a left hook.
I think he stepped on his foot. So right now, Darden is positioning himself for Aneudi to throw right hands. So he can block and counter, a rolling counter. Aneudi should work the jab and hook off of the jab. And will lead hook, but no jab.
And Darden's just not giving Aneudi much to work with either. You know, he's not throwing a lot of punches. He's keeping his left hand low, but he's staying away. So very little to work with for Santos. He's naturally aggressive, but he doesn't seem to be sure how to get close or how to get into a position where he can land power shots.
As you can see, he's a little confused right now. He's going right, going left, but he's not throwing punches. Aneudi should just set a quick pace, a fast pace. That way he can create openings. Guys who have that defensive stance like that, the quicker the pace is, the more mistakes they can make.
And he's also fighting a 39-year-old man, so a quick pace might work in Santos' favor in that regard as well.
So Aneudi shouldn't let Darden get his jab going. Darden came out this round, his jab is working for him.
Aneudi Santos looks very tentative. We saw both of the Ike Reese fights. It took a lot of his confidence away.
And I think that's playing a major part tonight. I mean, it's still early in the bout, though.
And Santos loading up with the left hook. All of those shots blocked by Darden. Darden remaining very calm and relaxed in the ring.
But that's fine. Aneudi should just keep touching him, but not power shots.
Exactly, I agree. But you know what? In a round where very little has happened, and those 3 hooks that Santos, you know, that might impress the judges whether they landed or not. You know, it's perceived as being aggressive, and it might be enough to carry the round.
Yeah, he is forcing around.
End of round 2, scheduled for 6. Aneudi Santos and Ray Darden. All right, round 3, scheduled for 6 between Ray Darden and Black from Detroit. An 8-10 record coming into this bout. And Aneudi Santos from Freeport, New York, 12-2. Now Santos trying to use his jab a little bit more at the beginning of the 3rd round. He's been tentative to start. Darden, the veteran, with that classic Detroit style, loves to use the jab and has a very sharp right hand. He can turn it over.
Darden just looks so relaxed in there. I think that's the difference right now.
And the pace suits a 39-year-old fighter. He's not looking for a fast pace.
Oh, he's loving his pace.
Darden touches Santos with the hook. Keeps his distance. And it definitely allows his jab to work.
See, in all Aneudi fights, it's not so much what his opponent does, it's what Aneudi
doesn't do.
Exactly.
For Aneudi Santos as a young man, it should be heat in the kitchen against a 39-year-old man.
Because he could definitely bang. But you're right, heat in the kitchen.
He is getting peppered with that jab now by Darden. Darden looks like a smaller version of Tommy Hearns.
And Darden has some good broad shoulders there, too.
Kind of favors him a bit, doesn't it?
Somewhat.
The hitman.
Now, Aneudi just slipped 2 punches and backed up.
Santos continues to load up for the left hook. Refuses to really work his jab. Commit to working the jab.
That's the first punch you learn in the gym. That's the most important punch in boxing.
Not too many right hands from Darden. Saw one there.
That's because Aneudi, just like that, just sticking the jab out and just laying it out there.
Not bringing it right back, right?
Not at all.
That's the best way to get countered. You know, that's not a good thing. You leave that jab out. You're going to bring it back or bring that back high, and you're going to get countered by the right hand, and that's what happened there. But Darden's been pretty sparing with his right hand, too.
Aneudi has a cut, look like a cut over his right eye.
Darden with a raking jab, and it's causing problems for Aneudi Santos right now.
After Aneudi lost to Sam Reese on Broadway Boxing, he used the excuse, and it was a creative excuse. He said school was in. You know, they call him El Estudiante because he's a student at Hofstra. School's out now. Can't use that as an excuse.
Known as a slow starter, Aneudi Santos is once again off to a slow start. The end of round 3 scheduled for 6. Ray Darden, the 39-year-old, looks good. All right, round number 4 scheduled for 6 in the super middleweight division between Ray Darden in the black out of Detroit and Aneudi Santos in the white from Freeport, New York. And so far, it's the jab that's been working to perfection Steve Farhood for Darden.
He's got that long left hand, and you see 31-9 jab connect. When very few power shots land, and the judges are going to look at two things. They're going to look at the jabs, and they're going to look at who's being the aggressor. Well, Santos has been the aggressor, but not an effective aggressor. And Darden's landed that jab, especially in that third round.
Santos refusing to double up the jab to get in.
Santos just never made it uncomfortable for Darden thus far. Darden is all comfortable, smooth. It looked like he's in a sparring session.
At some point, Brian, a fighter like Santos, it's clear that he's trying to think his way in. Should he just be like bulling his way in? I mean, you know, letting it go, winging it, even if it's not pretty and not technically sound?
Right, that's the key, pretty. Use the word pretty. Aneudi should just forget about being pretty, forget about a good knockout. Just go in. If you're wow, just get the win. Go in and do whatever you have to do.
Santos in some trouble now. He's bleeding from the nose, got caught with a short left hook by Darden. And Santos' confidence continues to leave round by round, dating back to the first Ike Reese fight. Right now, he looks like a shell of the fighter that came in undefeated against Reese as a highly touted prospect. Darden continues, Sam Reese. Darden continues. Exactly, I was thinking football, right? Darden continues to pepper Santos with the jab. Santos refusing to force Reese.
Darden,
out of his comfort zone.
he just looks so much like Reese tonight, sir.
Yeah, well.
But the thing about it is this. 2 bouts with awkward, difficult southpaw. Now you have a guy who's in front of you. Defensively, he's pretty good, but he's right in front of you. There's certain things you have to make adjustments to. And Aneudi just doesn't look like mentally he made those proper adjustments.
Well, he hasn't fought in, 8 months, and it looks to me like he's thinking too much.
Right, he needs more urgency on him.
The urgency has been taken away by Ray Darden's left jab.
As I mentioned a few rounds ago, it's not so much with the opponent, it's what Santos is doing, it's his opponent.
Well, right now he's stumped. You can see that. He doesn't have a hint of how to attack.
End of the round. Not a very good one for Aneudi Santos.
2-1-1 in favor of Darden. I don't think a lot's happened, and the CompuBox numbers I'm sure will bear me out, but not a lot of punches are landing.
I have it 3-1 for Darden.
Of their 82 total connects, only 27 have been power shots in this fight.
There you go. 4 rounds, only 27 power shots.
But the one thing I noticed, I'm sorry, Steve. The one thing I noticed in that replay there, I see a kink in Darden's armor. Aneudi should fight more on his right side. Get his left hook working. Fight more on his right side, because if you can see, every time Darden jabs, his right hand drops just a tad bit, just like that. So all Aneudi have to do, as I mentioned, slip the jab to get close and work the hook. So right there, the right hand is down. There's openings there for Aneudi. He just have to pull the trigger.
Yeah, but it's down, but he's out of punching range.
That's why you got to step in. When he go to punch, you step with him. He have to step in with the jab, and you step in. Aneudi is pulling back, trying to slip away from the jab. Step in with it.
So basically what you're saying, Brian, is Aneudi Santos has to close the distance. He's giving Darden way too much space, and he has not thrown him out of his comfort zone.
See, look, Darden just jabbed, Aneudi took 3 steps back.
If Santos can't close the distance with his jab, which is usually the best way to close the distance, he should just be thinking, get low, slip under Darden's jab, and at least bang to the body. I mean, this fight is winnable still for Santos. Not a lot's going on, not a lot of punches landing. He can win if he just is a little more aggressive. That's what he needs to do, just move his hands and throw shots.
Right now, it's all about Aneudi being a bull in there. And he's not doing that.
He's 23 years old, Brian. This is a career crisis for him.
Darden so savvy in the ring. He knows Santos wants to throw the big left hook, and he continues to keep his right hand right on his cheek. He's blocked it virtually every time.
I mean, if Aneudi did any homework on his opponent Darden tonight, he'll see that Darden has been knocked out 3 times. Twice, back-to-back in 92, 93, and then in 95. I mean, it's been some time, but he has been knocked out.
27 seconds remaining in the 5th round. It's been all Ray Darden.
He just has worlds of confidence right now, guys.
And boy, does this fight speak volumes about the significance of records or the insignificance of records. Santos, 12-2. You'd think by records he would just go through Darden, who's 8-10. Not the case.
Now blood coming out of the right eye of Santos. And that is a trip. All right, the 6th and final round between Ray Darden in black from Detroit and Aneudi Santos in white from Freeport, New York. And it looks as if the jab has been the best weapon for Darden. He's landed 40% of his jabs. And Aneudi Santos virtually needs a knockout.
Yeah, he does. 2 jabs landed for Santos in 5 rounds. I want to see a sense of urgency here from Santos, because this is not just a fight. He's fighting for his career. This was not supposed to be a fight he would lose. He's fighting who's 8-10, granted a tough 8-10. But this is a big fight for Santos.
Now Santos trying to stand right in front of Darden. Darden ready for him. But Santos throwing more punches. He should have done this early in this bout.
Yeah, I agree.
He's trying to summon up all the courage that he possibly has after being beaten pretty soundly the first 3 or 4 rounds, and once again another slip or trip. Wow, they're going to give him a standing 8 count.
Bad call from what I could see. And that's important, because that's the 10-8 round for Santos, and unless something dramatic happens in the remainder of the round.
And Darden realizes that. He's more an aggressive stance now, Darden. But see, a fight like this, it comes down to one thing, which Aneudi should understand. You lose this fight, you're an opponent. You win this fight, you're still in contention. So it's a matter of being an opponent or a contender. So like you said, he should show some urgency.
Well, the fact that the referee ruled out a knockdown, that's big, because that could be 2 points in a relatively close fight. Maybe not that close a fight, but you could catch up fast by winning 10-8 rounds.
Well, 10-8 round would do, a knockdown would do one thing for Aneudi, instill some confidence in
there's a
him.
good right hand over the top. But Darden just walks right through it.
Boy, as Gus said at the beginning of this round, why didn't Santos fight this way prior to this 6th round?
Got to stay right there. Fight him in the phone booth. And Aneudi Santos did not decide to do it early. And it cost him.
Sometimes guys look at records and they think it's going to be a cakewalk. I mean, you know, especially young guys. Aneudis, what, 23, 24?
Now Darden trying to close the distance a bit. End of the 6th round, scheduled for 6th. Now Santos trying to hit a home run. Darden way too smart though, as he continues to move forward.
And keep in mind, whether the judges think that was a knockdown or not, they have to rule according to what the referee ruled. The referee ruled a knockdown. This is a 10-8 round for Santos. Could make a difference. He might salvage a draw, who knows, based on that knockdown.
It would be a gift, to say the least. Not a good evening for Aneudi Santos.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. But first, a round of applause for the fighters. Judge Tommy Kazmarek has it, 58-56, Ray Darden. Matt Ruggiero has it, 57-56 for Aneudi Santos. Robin Taylor has it, 58-55 for the winner by way of split decision, Ray Flash Darden.